Hello, Internet! I am not wearing my glasses today because I was out LARPing. Woo! It was way fun! But that's not what I'm going to talk about today! Yay! Anyway, so one of my few subscribers, but also a friend of mine, suggested that I do a My First Time tag. I've got the computer screen right next to me, so I'm going to keep looking at that periodically. But she suggested that I do this, so I'm going to go forth and do it. Woo! That didn't come out right. Moving on! This was tweeted May 5th, 2009. Contemplating the side effects of a horrendous war between a power-hungry giraffe and a small mutant penguin from Guam. The first YouTube video I ever did was an introduction to myself, and it mostly just consisted of 5 minutes of me talking about other people that I was subscribed to on YouTube. So that was great, I think. The first person you subscribed to on YouTube was probably the Vlogbrothers, but don't quote me on that, and I can't look back on it on YouTube because they're all organized alphabetically, so I'm gonna guess the Vlogbrothers. It's a picture of my sister and me. My first love. Would be a good time to mention bacon or something, but I don't actually know what I loved first. The most. Doctor Who? I always talk to Doctor Who. Winky face. If you don't count the numerous times throughout childhood where you think you're going for apple juice and it's actually beer, my first alcoholic drink was actually tequila. Woo! I know how to party hard. Aside from babysitting and things, my first actual job was going out to a raspberry field at like 5:30 in the morning to pick raspberries, and it was awful, and I got paid horrible. Yay! It's actually sitting outside right now, and his name is Godzilla, yeah, and it's great, and I haven't actually driven it much yet. I'm getting my license soon. I'll tell you all about it in another video, maybe. I don't know. It was probably a Facebook update. I think Riley poked me on Facebook. I think it was the boy because I'm pretty sure he had something to do with my dreams last night. My dreams have been really adventure-y lately, which is cool. But also there's like mystery and sadness and stuff, but I'm pretty sure he was in them. It was sad. Anyway, my first grade teacher's name was Mrs. Gregg, but judging from the friends that I went to high school with, because I went through the school district from first grade all the way through 12th grade with all the same people. But I think Mrs. Gregg got remarried or something, because nobody knew her as Mrs. Gregg anymore. But that was her name, Mrs. Gregg. I went to Disney World! Woo! My freshman year of high school, the whole band took a trip to Disney World, and that was my first ride on an airplane, and it was really awesome. And I think I actually have a journal entry from that experience. And also, I think a barf bag that all the kids in the band signed. Not used barf bag. I think my first best friend, I think her name was Ashley, and this was back when I lived in Cheney, before I moved, and I moved when I was like 7. I don't even remember if her name is Ashley, so I obviously don't talk to her anymore. But that was the first best friend that I had. At someone's house. Probably. I'm pretty sure. True story. I rolled over and put on pants. It was warm. No judgment. I went to BFD in 2006, I think it was. And I was in elementary school, but I was a part of the local youth center in town, and they all went on like a field trip type thing. So that was my first concert, and I heard Ryan Cabrera sing On the Way Down live, and it was incredible, and I still love that song. I don't actually have it confirmed, but I'm pretty sure I broke a pinky toe last December. I mean, a vague medical professional looked at it and checked it out, so I think it was broken, but it's like a pinky toe, so I don't know if it really counts. It was actually these puppies right here, not these exact earrings, but my first piercings, I got my ears pierced when I was 1, so I guess my parents got my ears pierced for me when I was 1. I didn't just stroll up in there and pierce them. Now. Canada? I don't know if that counts. They're like our polite neighbors, but they're technically a foreign country. You need a passport to go there nowadays. That would probably have to be Imaginaria, which I've seen a billion times since then. My sister and I wore down several tapes of it, pretty incredible. If you have time, look it up on YouTube or elsewhere, whatever. It's a little freaky and it's all animated, but super cool and awesome. Yeah. When I was in elementary school, I don't know why I did it. Maybe it was for attention, maybe it was just to be a hooligan, I don't know. But I would go into the bathroom. 2 stories, actually. One, I would hide the girls' bathroom pass behind the trash can in the boys' bathroom, and I'd hide the boys' bathroom pass behind the trash can in the girls' bathroom. This was in, like, 2nd grade. But also, I would go into the bathroom, use the bathroom, and then I'd crawl under the stall, and I'd lock all the stalls from the inside, and then I'd leave. And one time, somebody caught me in the act, and I freaked out, and they asked me if I had any accomplices, and I just threw out a name that was in my class. Turns out she actually did the same thing, too, sometimes, so my punishment was lessened because of sheer luck. But during that week or so of detention that I had to show up at school and then sit in the office, and they had these, like, tiny cubicles that only fit 1 desk in, and the walls were carpeted, and it was super creepy, and they could, like, close a door, and I didn't know how to get out, and it freaked out. Most of the time I tried to sleep, but then they'd open the door and check on you. It was kind of awful. I had a big problem. I don't really call it a problem, but I would read in the middle of my classes, even if it was a math class or whatever else. I'd always be reading a book. So I had my books there, and they had to confiscate all my books before I went in. So I just pretty much sat and stared at a carpeted wall for 8 hours, 6 hours. How long is this? I don't really care anymore. But that was my first detention. Super true story. My first roommate was actually a friend of mine in middle school. She was my backdoor neighbor, and her mom had a big drinking problem. So sometimes she would stay over at my house, and eventually she kind of just moved in, and she was my first roommate. Woo! It didn't help that I shared my room with, like, all my siblings, so we were super cram-packed, but I'm kind of a claustrophilic, so it was okay with me. I would wish for more things that gave me wishes, because I'm a cheater. Yay! Marching band? Is that a sport? It's like a sport. You get a PE credit for it. I didn't take sports in school because I had really bad asthma, and I didn't think that I could. So, close the door. I want to say it was between my 1st grade and 2nd grade year. I had just moved in with my other grandma, my whole family had, and there were these boys that summer that my sister and I had befriended, Nick and Ryan Wood, and we'd run around town, and we had a great time. We had an I Hate Barney fan club, and it was really great. And some day during that summer, the bullies around town had been chasing us, and one of the boys, Nick or Ryan, don't ask me which one was which anymore. One was older, that's all I remember. But the bullies had chased us underneath this place where we weren't supposed to play in town, and they told us we couldn't leave until we kissed. And I thought I was going to get in trouble for being there in the first place. So after a long time, Nick or Ryan Wood and I just kissed. And that's what we did. And I don't really remember it much. I just know that it happened. True story. Okay! Moving right along. This video is probably going to be longer than 4 minutes, but who doesn't care? This chick. My sister has been doing a lot of questions and answer type videos, so Alex, I'm totally gonna tag you. Tagged! Bing! Melina, who's the one that suggested this to me, you are now tagged too. Ding!
Alright, so at some point towards the end of that, the video abruptly cut off, so you don't get to see an ending. Whoa, no! Essentially, the rest of that was, if you want to do a response, you're more than welcome to, or you don't have to, whatever, I'm not going to twist your arm about it. And also, I wanted to get the chance to say goodbye to you lovely internet folk, so I shall catch all of you on the flip side, and goodbye!